What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my Godzilla and DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong 2, issue number 5. And I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. It's the time of recording and uploading this, at least hopefully, unless something goes in the way. But yes, after, I think, was it like a month or two hiatus, we're back with this series. And this is a pretty big one. This is the first time ever that we're going to see Kong interact with Ghidorah and Rodan. So I thought that was a cool thing because we never got the opportunity to see that in the MonsterVerse or just in general overall. So, like, if you want to see a historical kind of moment where some of these iconic characters collide for the first time in any form of media, at least to my knowledge, I don't think there's been really anything else. That's what happens in this issue. So, opens up, Batman's there doing his thing, Harley Quinn attacks him, and lets him know that, hey, Amanda Waller's dead, and we're trapped down here, and we kind of need some help. And so it's like, what? Waller's dead? So he's kind of, like, shocked by this. So Kong is there on Skull Island. He sees Ghidorah and Rodan kind of flying off in the distance, and so he's getting ready to jump into the battle. So then it's a giant-sized Superman and Godzilla teaming up to face off against Ghidorah and Rodan, and you have other members of the Justice League there. Now, Superman's in kind of a weakened state, partially due to the Hollow Earth energy stuff, so he's not at his full power like he should be. And then Green Lantern builds a suit, and the great thing about this issue is there's a ton of action in this thing, and it's awesome to see all these monsters colliding and doing their thing. We also get some updates on Shaw on that too, where Flash was made aware of Waller's death as well, and all that going on. And then we have Jay Jorgensen, who is a character, I think, that appeared in one of the MonsterVerse Declassified things, talking with Mr. Terrific, and we get some all sorts of crazy action stuff. And then finally, the big moment, Kong arriving for the first time to face off against Ghidorah and Rodan, and that's kind of a big team up going on with the different characters, like, throughout this thing. And that's kind of what makes it awesome. Like, that's, like, I mean, the storyline, yeah, I mean, it's fun stuff as well, but it's more so, like, we want to see the action, and the artwork here is really freaking good. I mean, just look at that image there. It's Godzilla struggling, Rodan on the ground, knocked out, like, oh god. I'm sure Mothra will show up at some point in this thing. Did she show up in another thing? Probably. But we'll get her at some point. But look at Kong there. He's ready to face off, and Superman and Green Lantern. But Superman's powers kind of subside a little bit too. So meanwhile, we also have Lee Shaw and Lex Luthor in that in the Hollow Earth, which they need for that energy, which is, you know, kind of making people tall and all the other stuff. We also learned that Luthor is also kind of in the Task Force X type situation under the control of Lee Shaw, but he needs something to kind of harvest this energy, and, you know, he doesn't quite have everything that he needs just yet. He needs to build some sort of containment thing. But then they talk about going into phase 3, which is, what's phase 3? I guess we'll have to find out. And of course, big battle starts to happen. Superman kind of loses his giant size, and then he kind of gets taken down. Ghidorah flees the scene, and then Kong gets kind of yeeted all the way into Hollow Earth at some points. And it's just a big epic clash, and that's kind of where we leave the issue. Godzilla's kind of struggling, moving to the side. Ghidorah's there off with Rodan, fleeing the scene, and Kong is heading into Hollow Earth, and that's where we leave on this cliffhanger. But then they talk about, like, we need a better plan, we need to save Kong, and all that other stuff. So the pieces are falling into place here. Now, we have showcased the great apes of the Hollow Earth. And again, this is going on an alternative timeline from the events of Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla, Kong the New Empire, and even Godzilla King of the Monsters, because Kong stayed on Skull Island during the events of that thing, which I think we're going to start to cover a little bit in Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2. So there's a bit of ambiguity of where Kong's been at throughout, like, his entire bit of history within the MonsterVerse. I mean, he's mostly just kept to Skull Island, but we don't know all the details of what happened during those kind of missing gaps in the timeline. So maybe they'll showcase Axis Monday. I don't know. I don't think they will necessarily, but it would be kind of an interesting thing to kind of delve into. But of course, we have Ghidorah here, and then of course we have, like, you know, all these other monsters kind of showcasing their different abilities and such throughout the issue, which is cool. Now, I would like it if Kong met the great apes now, and then you bring Scar King back, and then we can get that Scar King Ghidorah interaction, because that's just something, like, we'll never get the chance to see that in the movies. And if they don't take advantage of that, I'd be kind of disappointed. But maybe we can see Shimo and all that too. I don't know. I'm just playing, like, it's just kind of this play box, this sandbox, I should say, of different possibilities of what you can do with these monsters, since in ways that you can't necessarily do in the films now that time has passed and everything, unless you do some sort of crazy time travel shenanigans. I don't exactly know, but you could finally get this. Like, this is our one chance to kind of see some things that we never got the chance to see, since, again, this is an official MonsterVerse thing. Yes, it's not the same timeline as the movies, but it's kind of like an alternative one. You can kind of look at the comic books as kind of their own separate timeline when it comes to the MonsterVerse. Yeah, they'll maybe pull some aspects of it in the films and TV shows, but it's not always like 100% one-to-one. So if you kind of think of it that way, it makes it kind of interesting. But again, the Justice League have kind of come in and adjusted it too, in a way, because they travel to this universe. They travel at a different point in time, and introducing the heroes within this area just kind of makes it a bit different. So, yeah. All right. Well, I don't have too much else to say about this thing other than this is a pretty fun issue. It's awesome to finally see Kong share, I guess, the screen, the page. Well, this is kind of off my phone screen as I'm recording this, to share the page with Ghidorah and Rodan and kind of have just a little bit of an interaction for the very first time. So that's kind of what makes this a special issue. So yeah, go check it out. This is a lot of fun, pretty awesome action stuff, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. I don't know if it's gonna be like 6 or 7 issues, but regardless of what it is, I'm gonna be excited and reading it as they continue to release. But anyways, my brain's all scrambled right now. It's Thanksgiving Day, and I'm just like, oh, I got to quickly record something and post it. So, yes, happy Thanksgiving to all of you who celebrated. Thanks so much for watching. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. I'll be back again with more stuff probably tomorrow and then throughout the weekend, because there's a lot of comic books that just happen to drop like on like one of the busiest weeks of the year. So it may be a little bit slow, but they'll be done within the next couple of days, I'm sure. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. Check this thing out. So many cool possibilities we can get now with Kong off the island at a different point in the timeline. And that's what I really want to see. We got to see Kong interacting with Rodan and Ghidorah. Now let's throw Mothra into this mix. Let's have him meet the Great Apes earlier on, and then they can fall into the surface world. And then wouldn't it be cool, the Shimo Ghidorah clash? Like my fan brain is just kind of like scrambling of all the different possibilities you can have with these Titans kind of mingling. And plus having the DC heroes involved too. It's going to be awesome. So, but anyways, thanks so much for watching. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.